So there's 5 critical steps for the roadmap to peeling back that onion, to removing those barriers, to ultimately vitality, for you experiencing the fullness of life, for you to vibrate at your absolute best, be your absolute best. And the 5 steps is, number 1, you've got to optimize your nervous system. And that's through very specific analysis of your nervous system, of your spine, and how your alignment is directly impacting your nervous system function. Number 2 is optimize the energy and drainage pathways. We got to make sure that your mitochondria, that your powerhouse of the cell, is firing on all cylinders. There's barriers and disruptions and chemical issues with phase 2, so those things have all got to be addressed. Phase 3 is to reestablish the gut lining and then support the immune system. When you have leakiness of the gut, things pass through the gut barrier. It's going to then impact the inflammation in your body. And even if you optimize the nervous system, and even if you open up the mitochondria drainage, if you don't address the gut, these things are going to come right back, and it's going to end up being a long-term issue. And so that's why you've got to get into step 4, which is detoxing, binding, getting rid of these toxic buildup that exists over time, making sure that your body is clearing this out. And then step 5 is reestablishing a new norm. So it's your immune system cleanup. And this is for long-term success, to make sure the immune system is optimized. It knows where the threats are, and then it has the ability not only to recognize the threat, but then to bind that threat and get rid of it naturally. And when I talk about all this stuff, people think, well, man, that sounds pretty extensive. Let's say extensive compared to what? Extensive compared to a lifetime of drugs? I think that sounds extensive. I think when somebody is now having Alzheimer's and Parkinson's like symptoms, and now that person is going to be on a lifetime of those medications and degenerate rapidly over time, I think that sounds extensive. I think a roadmap to vitality and going through a stepwise phased approach to your health for a short period of time, I don't see that as extensive. I see that as intention. I see that as intentional with the direction of your health and healthcare. And it's really your decision on how you take care of your health and whether you're going to be proactive or reactive. The vast majority of the world is taught to be reactive with their health, to wait for the symptoms, wait for the disease, wait for the diagnosis, and then react, and then start treating. And the treatments of the conditions continue to keep the conditions. Just think about it. These treatments that you have for said disease is mostly geared towards you managing the disease. Think about diabetes. You're taught to treat your diabetes while you keep it. You're taught to treat Alzheimer's while you keep memory issues and continue to degenerate. Same thing with any neurodegenerative disorders. And so if we're taught just to manage our blood pressure, manage our cholesterol, manage all these things while we still keep the condition, the question is that what you really want? Is that what you really want? And this isn't a replacement for medicine. This isn't alternative to medicine. It's a different direction for your health.